Thanks for watching our Seat Time documentary. Before the next episode starts, we would like to give everyone an update and progress of our journey. Also, thanks for all your comments and PMs that come through. It's been great and awesome. It really gives us the motivation to do more. Most of the people I bump into in the field is to say, this really relates to me. I was like, yes, it's really realistic and it relates to a lot of normal people. Also, a lot of people ask me, when do we actually get to see you behind the wheel in the car having some seat time? So work's been quite busy. I have been working at the racetrack, so I do get a lot of seat time, but we just can't get everything filmed. But we will get there, it will be coming, the next 2 or 3 episodes. So the update with the car, 20th of May, HKS has finally picked up our GR86 and starting on the build. They've been starting putting apart, getting the panel stuff ready. We will be flying out the last week of July, going to Japan, visiting HKS, and also we'll hopefully get some built footage. We'll probably spend 2 days there. Also, my custom easy sparkle suit, it's underway. We've finished the design. We should see that in about 4 to 5 weeks time. Also, I have gone with the Sparko carbon helmet, the Air KF7W. And also my mate Sam Dashfield, he's spent all this extra work designing and airbrushing my helmet. So thanks to Sam at 17. So for my physical training, I've been doing a few runs in the morning, also going into the Muay Thai boxing gym Jai to get some classes done. It's been quite interesting doing class work and PT. With the personal training, when the coach read out the combo, you follow, you have to react. So it's good for reaction training, but the class training is good for exercise and cardio work. That's the update. We'll get on to our episode. Hello everyone, welcome back for another episode of Seat Time. For this episode, it's time to start the car talks. It's going to be a very interesting episode. I'm going to be transferring the whole time attack timeline of the HKS GR86 into English. We're going to give out all the detail and key points about their journey. So let's just go back in time slightly and then walk through the history of the HKS GR86 Performer Time Attack build, and also the development of the car for the last 3 years. But before that, there are some facts I would like you to know. Currently, the fastest record holder at Tsukuba is actually the last model GT86, the ZN6 chassis, which is built by HKS. Most would have thought the car would be running big horsepower. It has to be a 6-cylinder engine, like a 2JZ like they use in the drift car. But nope, their car actually runs a 4U GSE, a 4-cylinder engine being stroked to 2.5. According to them, it's around 800 horsepower. Well, maybe. Anyway, it's still the fastest car right now. So a bit of the boxing engine history actually goes back into Germany in 1887. That was when Karl Benz, half of founder of Mercedes-Benz, who designed the boxer engine. It's a well-known engine. It is air-cooled, what they use in the V-dubs in the early days, and they're very reliable. And still, the big brother, like the Porsches, runs in their car today. There are actually a lot of advantages of the boxer engine. The flat laying horizontal design of the Boxer engine offers a better balance and stability while during driving due to their low center gravity, how they mount, as the engine sits or mounts very low compared to a normal piston engine. The only disadvantage is often the oil gets pushed to one side of the cylinder head and not drained back to the sump under those long G corners and causing oil surge in their run bearing. But they don't have that problem in their Porsches because they're semi-dry sump from the factory, which gets rid of that problem. We will just skim through briefly about those Boxer engine. Comments below if you would like to know more about these engines. Okay, let's go back to the HKS Time Attack GR86 Performer built, their journey to Tsukuba. Well, normally with HKS, they will build a car and then they'll just annihilate everyone else in the field. But this time, instead of that, they actually did it in stages, which makes this whole journey very interesting. The first challenge of this build actually started back in November 2021. It was a Tsukuba Super Lap battle hosted by Rev Street magazine annually. Driven by one of the HKS driver, of course, NOB, or which call him Nob, aka No One Better, Taniguchi. It was pretty much a brand new car, very light on mods, with just intake, exhaust, suspension, and a set of sticky Yokohama's semi-slicks. I think it was a 8050. It wasn't even that big, it was like 235 wide. Also behind those FM wheels, it was a set of Ennis BBK brakes. And the car was just stripped back for the weight reduction. The fastest time of the day on those new tyres, they netted a 101.80, I think it's 885, which sets the new record for the GR86 chassis at Tsukuba. The HKS crew was amazed and the potential of the new GR86 platform. In the second challenge, this is now when things get interesting and the real R&D begins. Instead of power first, HKS decided to improve the handling and suspension and dial in that chassis setup first before giving it power. So first, they started running the Type S body kit, which is made for the road car. With the front lip and the little rear spoiler added, the stability has been improved, especially under braking. And then on the December 28th of 2022, this is the day of the second challenge finally arrived. The HKS team switched it up to the Type R wide body kit, which is CFD design. It now allows them to run a bigger tyre, which is running a 295 all rounds. And also they added a big GD wing and is chassis mounted, so there's a lot more downforce than they need for running a stock motor setup. The day was short and it only managed to get a few runs in the afternoon, which marked the car at a 101.286, which they improved about 0.6 second. And that was the fastest car on the day. At that point, they were still holding the record. The third challenge, straight after Time Attack in December, the car went back to HKS factory to get prepared for the 2022 Auto Salon, Tokyo Auto Salon. A turbo kit has been fitted so they can take it to the show and display it. But during this time, the GR86 lap record at Tsukuba has been reset by someone else, which is now down to 59. The HKS team new target is to go 1.5 seconds faster to reset a new record. On February 25th, 2022, the team took the Turbocharged 86 with Taniguchi for a test run at Unparalleled running event. So the morning session of this event was a demo car time attack session. It was the right temperature and clear laps could be obtained. After a quick test run, the car boxed in for a new set of green tyres. But when the car crosses the line, it only managed a 59.631, which is shattered by 0.03 of a second gap for the new record. A lot of data has been collected. A quick setup change for the afternoon session. With the average condition in the afternoon, the car was out again. Taniguchi blazing drive to shave off the time at each corner and force the machine to flow through the final corner, which only managed a 59.585. Still 0.01 second faster than the previous record. Fourth challenge. To get a faster lap time, more power is needed. Also, the balance between downforce and drag caused by the body kit and the spoiler needs improving. And because of the GR86 Performer package was only developed for street use only, it was only running an FCON RS piggyback computer. But the team managed to get the fueling under control as they applied the boost to the stock motor. The body kit and the aero also been altered to improve the balance from the front and the rear section, getting it ready for the next attack event. March 15, set as the last time attack of spring. But the morning session was cancelled due to the wet surface from the rain the day before. Session was postponed until later the afternoon. Luckily the weather plays ball and the track dried up for the attack session. After running the first warm-up lap, the car got back in for a tyre check and then it went out for the attack. He marked it a 58.329, his best time with the GR86 and the latest GR86 record as Tsukuba was reset. But time was running out on the day and they only had one more session left to go out. At this point, it was pretty much do or die. So before the sunset started to set, the team and Taniguchi gave it the last cent. The front aero was tweaked for more downforce and boost was turned up a little bit more. But they only managed the best time of a 58.31. But it has been a great season for the team. Lots of data being gathered for the R&D to use to develop the street parts. Next, they're going to take a summer break and then go back to the track once again when the track conditions is ready to attack again. Now we're up to the 5th and 8th challenge. They are now in the second season of this time attack, which is 2022-2023 season. For the second time attack season, the team is no longer holding back and pretty much sending it until something breaks. They needed to explore the limit of the engine and the transmission in response to power increase. But firstly, they put the bigger injectors in, allowing more fuel so they can increase the boost. With the boost increase, they managed to extract another 50 horsepower out of the stock motor, which now the motor makes about 450 horsepower, as they say. Also, a few things also been changed, such as going from a 35 profile tyre to a 30, as they're thinking the car will be more stable under the high-speed corner. The front splitter also has been altered, and also the rear spoiler has been changed to a swan neck design so it reduces drag at high speed. At Unparalleled Track Day, the HKS Motorsport team recorded a significant time improvement with a 57.89 second using the modification that they just added. In the subsequent Tsukuba Superlap by rev speed, they marked it a new record of 57.1, surpassing the previous season almost by a second. At the third time attack event of the season, with more power added trying to break in the 56-second, the gearbox finally gave before entering the donut corner from third to fourth. Well, they can't really stop here, right? So they went back to the factory, switched out the sequential gearbox for the next event, aiming for strength and improve the driver usability. At the next event, with a lot of spectators watching, the car went out for a single lap and lapped it a 56.761, finally achieving the exclusive 56-second mark. They missed it at the end of last year, which now they marked it the fastest time attack GR86 Tsukuba for that season. Ninth challenge, we're now in the 2023 and 2024 season. There is not much or major change. It was more about fine-tuning the car. The engine was actually upgraded to a 2.5 stroker kit at some point, just to ensure reliability under the high boost level. The GR86 was found to tend to understeer at the front during previous run, so they made improvement and focus on the aerodynamics in the front end, including installing a larger front canards and a deflector to adjust the airflow so it goes around the tyres. In the February outing, Taniguchi did not miss this chance and was able to beat his time and lapped it at 56.135. They are now really close, running into the sub 55s. Just a month ago, the team's challenge. In March, during the final stage of the time attack season, the front splitter was replaced with a larger unit to create more downforce for the high-speed corners. Suspension again was fine-tuned with a higher spring rate to optimize the high downforce of the front splitter. So after the first test outing, they found the front splitter was actually making too much downforce. The front splitter was actually deforming. So the car pitted in, added more stage, added the wires, so it stopped it flexing and deforming. The car went out the first attack, recorded at a 56.3, which is an impressive time on old tyres. The team have the confidence it will break into 55 that day. In the second run, they put a new set of tyres on and then adjusted the tune. But theirs was a passing shower before the run. Once it stopped, the attack starts, with the first lap lapping at now 55.978. They have finally broke into 55s and reset the record again. It's such a cool journey, the bar being raised and lifted every single time. But you can see HKS was very perseverance of reaching their goals. With the R&D over the years, I'm sure they can apply all that to our build, and it will be up to me behind the wheel to perform and also enjoy my seat time. We will go into details later of the in-cars and we'll see what we can learn and pick up from it. There's a lot I would like to share with you guys, but this episode is up. We will see you again shortly, and remember to like and subscribe.